The bench. The hell does a bench have to do with behind a facade?
Oh, hey, Joe.
Hey, Galinsky. What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be at Rikers Island saving our children?
Well, I'm here to tell this friendly audience about my show, The Bench.
Oh, yeah, The Bench. Ran in New York, you might have heard about it. Then it went to Hollywood. They always go to Hollywood. I guess that makes me a star, huh, Galinsky?
You're all stars. Every one of you in the play is a star.
Yeah, right.
It's true, Joe. That's Joe, one of the characters in my play, The Bench, a homeless love story.
Blah, 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 Galinsky. You know, you're a do-gooder, but what good do you really do? He thinks he's checking out my soul. I'm checking out his soul. And that's Joe. Yeah, I'm Joe. This is the guy that got me to think I gotta go behind the facade. Every day I hear rah, 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 around this bench. And these people screaming and ranting and arguing and debating and laughing. And then one day I come in, I just listen in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these are people. These are like conversations that my friends, my neighbors, my family has. So I went deeper behind the facade of homelessness, i.e., people experiencing homelessness, not the label homeless person. And Joe is one of those people that I met and that I fell in love with. Hey, Galinsky. How you doing? Hey, Mark. How are you? I'm all right. I'm just finishing my last cigarette, and then I gotta get going. Oh, stick around, Mark. Mark, another character. I heard you were talking about love. It's really complicated for me. Yeah, I know, Mark. I mean, I didn't have much love as a kid. My mom she never even looked me in the eye when I was a kid. Oh, come on, Mark. It can't be like she never looked you in the eye. Oh, no, she did. Occasionally when she would tell me I was a mistake or a burden, exact words, memorized. Sorry to hear that, Mark. Mark, another guy I met. Another person who at first I thought, oh, just some suburban white kid, you know, avoiding responsibility, hanging out, throwing his life away. Then I discovered, after talking to Mark, he comes from a well-to-do family. And all his life, they just kept putting him in boarding school. They put him on medication, more medication. He was in psychiatric facilities and institutions. He even got electroshock therapy. And all Mark wanted, and all he was tormented by, was this desire for love. I just want someone to care about me so I can care about someone else. Yeah, I know, Mark. I know. JD.
Love, Galinsky. Love ain't gonna buy you an apartment. Pay the rent.
I know that, JD. That's JD. He's kind of vacant. He's sort of blank. He's a real loner.
You know, Galinsky, love doesn't pay for electricity, food. Love doesn't pay for any of that.
JD, I know that, but when like someone puts $2 in your cup, $2, boom, in your cup, isn't that love?
You got $2.
Nah, man, I got nothing. I got no $2.
You don't have $2?
No, JD, I don't have $2. It's just the way it is right now.
You need $2?
What?
You want $2?
I was freaking blown away. Like, this guy is on the street asking me for money. I don't have it, so he offers me $2. So it's a gift, right? Don't refuse a gift. And besides, there was a certain normalcy, I think, for him to be able to give me $2 or lend me $2. So I was like, yeah, JD, I'll take the $2. I'm going to go buy a bagel and a coffee. Thank you.
Good. Here's another $1. Get me a bagel, too.
Months later, I find out JD loved his life before being on the street. He was a truck driver. He drove an 18-wheeler long stretches of time. He loved being alone in his truck. One night, he fell asleep at the wheel, suffered a traumatic brain injury. His truck smashed into a bridge. So he was fighting for resources and couldn't get it together. He's on the street. He loses his truck. He loses his job. He loses his bearings. He doesn't drink. He's sober, but he loves the prescription medicines that he gets from his social worker and any other kind of pills he can find on the street. So much for sobriety. Yeah. What's the use of getting sober
When you just love getting drunked up.
Graveyard. What's up, Galinsky? You got some deep fry? No, man, I don't got no deep fry. Come on, man, you gotta have some deep fry. I hear you talking about love, deep fry. Nah, Graveyard, sorry, man, I don't have any deep fry on me. Graveyard. Man, one time I met Graveyard sitting in my doorway. It was -5 degrees. My roommate and I walked in to the apartment and came back down, and we lived above a Popeye's chicken, so we went and bought him some Popeye's chicken and gave it to him. He's all nestled in our doorway, all good, and then we get upstairs and we're like, wait a minute, what are we, crazy? It's -5 degrees. Wow, we bought him chicken, so we invited him upstairs. He stayed with us for 3 days and stayed in our living room.
Yeah, that was a good time, man.
Yeah, it sure was, wasn't it? Yeah. And then I found out Graveyard's story. Graveyard used to own a very successful deli. One day a kid came in and said, give me the register, teenager. So he gave him the register, and as the kid ran out, he grabbed a butcher's knife, chased the kid, and threw it at the kid. It landed, boom, lodged into the kid's back. Kid's falling down on the ground, anguished. Graveyard's standing over him. The kid, why'd you do this to me? Why? And Graveyard's, oh my God, what am I doing? What's going on? The cops come, they brutally handcuff him, they take Graveyard away. He gets arrested and convicted for assault with a deadly weapon because the kid was not on his property anymore when he struck him with the blade. Graveyard does 7 years in prison, loses his deli, loses his house. His wife leaves him. He does some meager jobs and then finds himself in North Carolina digging graves, hence the nickname Graveyard. And Graveyard is one of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people experiencing homelessness that I've met. You never met me? Hey, Lorraine. Well, I think you should tell the audience we actually never did meet. All right, Lorraine, you're right. Yeah, you know, Lorraine and I, we never really did meet. I learned about Lorraine through the other people on the bench. And then I tried to tell her story. You did a great job. You made me a person. No, Lorraine, you were already a person. I just tried to tell what I knew about you. Thanks. Not many people care. Yeah, I know. So Lorraine's story is incredible. Lorraine was a teacher, loved teaching, devoted, strong, loving teacher. And one day, she got arrested. One of her students accused her of molesting him. 5 years in court, over $100,000 in debt. She wins the case in the court, but in the court of public opinion, she loses. Her whole community, her family, her friends exile her. She falls into prostitution, drug addiction, crack, alcoholism. And then one day, true story, she's out buying cigarettes and she sees one of the kids that she used to teach, and he pulls her aside and he says to her, Ms. Lorraine, I'm so glad I ran into you. I won't need to tell you, you changed my life. Your love of literature and reading and learning inspired me, and now I'm a teacher just down the block. And this shocked her out of her numbness. It just jolted her, and Lorraine realized that she was still a good person inside. And after a long process, she kicked the drugs, she kicked the alcohol, she stopped hitting the streets, she got registered as a nurse's aide, and now she gives the little bit of love left that she has inside of her at a senior center. Lorraine and Joe, in this play, their love life was the crisis within the play.
That's right.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Lorraine.
You still like me, Joe?
I love you, Lorraine. You're the cutest girl in the room.
Thanks, Joe. Touch me. Don't touch me. No, touch me.
Oh, I like your face, Lorraine.
You really do?
Yeah. It's smooth and soft.
You really like it, Joe?
I like it a lot, Lorraine.
You like those teeth marks?
Those are teeth marks.
Yeah,
I thought those were beauty marks.
they are. Do you like them?
Yeah, I love them, Lorraine, like I love you.
And they kiss, and they fall in love. And every time someone reads the play, or the play gets performed, they fall in love over and over and over. And that's what it is. It's just love beneath, behind the facade.